Hello, how are you? It's time to look at some sketchbooks, and first things first, as I always start these videos with, is a disclaimer. This whole sketchbook tour series of my old sketchbooks contain very sensitive subjects of which I talk about in a humorous manner as a means to deal with my own issues. So if that is not the way that you want to deal with these topics, then I recommend you not watch this series. I think that the first episode is actually fine, but that is the only one. So let's get into the video. I don't think that there's anything that I want to say other than ignore my desk and my fingers. I was painting, okay? I don't know when the video will come out, but I was painting, so ignore that. That's just the life of a painter, illustrator. I know, I draw. Okay, so we have two sketchbooks to look through. Last episode in this series, we saw a little preview of the most infamous sketchbook in my whole sketchbook series, which is SKETCHBOOK 6. Now, this is the only sketchbook that my mother actually remembers, which is a rare occasion. My mother doesn't remember anything. She barely remembers me, which is concerning, but also funny. But that's fine. She's an icon, okay? But this is SKETCHBOOK 6. If you don't know, these little long, thin sketchbooks have an own era, which I am pretty sure last episode in this series we started this era because I divide like certain sketchbooks in the whole sketchbook series in their own era. And these thin ones have their own thing. And today we will actually see the end of the written wrong sketchbooks. So here we have SKETCHBOOK 6. If you don't know, I write all of these wrong except for the first one, which is SKETCHBOOK 4, which is SKETCHBOOK 4. The second one which is SKETCHBOOK 5. This is SKETCHBOOK 6, and later on we will see the 7th one. And then this is done. After this, we have the original covers, which are non-painted, but those are 2. Those won't come in a while. I'm pretty sure. I think like 2 sketchbooks or so, I don't know. Let's focus. Let's get this done with, because these are very long and I have a lot to say every single time. And I don't want to do that anymore. Or maybe I do, I don't know. So, SKETCHBOOK 6. Let's start. And here we have what we saw last time, which is, at this point I didn't do the first page. That I will start, I think, in, I don't know if sketchbook 7 or sketchbook 8. But then I start doing like the first page, all like pretty and whatnot. I don't know. It's during those. So here we have this little drawing of Selena, which I actually finished digitally, which I will include here, but I won't include every single digital drawing I've done. If you want to see those, especially during this era you won't find anywhere, okay? Because this is before my rebrand, when I was still Serena Surimu, which that is dead, okay? I had it. Actually, that era ended with family issues. Those aren't fun. But then I became Angel Kill, so that's fine, like that's okay. But like you won't find these drawings anywhere other than my art pack, which I'm selling in my little shop. If you want to like support me, it's there. If not, if you can't or don't have any means to, or just don't want to, that's fine. I'm just giving you an option. But here we have this drawing. This is, I think, the start of the chibi era that I actually think is quite cute. Okay, for example, this little drawing here of 178. When 178 was missing parts of her cheek and had like a long black tongue and still wore this mask. This drawing is extremely cute. I love it. Okay, I love this drawing specifically. This is also the era where the celestial beings were still this virus thing which had no face but had a huge mouth or something. It was a weird thing. But this is when the Black Garden was actually born in this sketchbook, which is fun. The Black Garden is one of my way too many stories. I have way too many stories, okay? I have a whole website for that if you want to read my synopsises. I don't know how to speak, okay? My synopsises? I think it's synopsises. I have it there. The Black Garden was previously, as we saw in the last video of this series, The Creator and the Devil, I think was the name of that. And now it became finally The Black Garden. And at this point it was a different thing, it had a whole different concept. I don't think much of this concept here survived. I think more so the concept of at the end of this year or just 2021. But I like to think just 2021, that concept. Some of those are still alive. Either way. Here we have a few drawings I wanted to make. I sometimes come up with random titles in my head. If you haven't noticed, my illustrations, I usually give them a title, a name. Because sometimes I just get a title in my head and I'm like, I could illustrate that. Sometimes I get an illustration in my head but don't have a title, and then I just come up with something on the spot. It all depends, right? Here are some. Protect Your God. I like lasers. The Black Garden. I guess that's how the Black Garden was born. I just randomly came up with that. And You're Memorizing Smile. And I like lasers was The Creator at the time. That's true. The Creator had a design which was like this completely like black alien thing made of crystals, I think. That was sort of armor-like with some weird tentacles and like some really hot pink accents and spirals. If you don't know, what is the name of Tyra's story again? Wait, A New Beginning. A New Beginning is all based on this specific god that they worship, which would be this. Here's the little silhouette. And this was the concept of You're Memorizing Smile. Honestly, this is drawn like shit. But the concept is really cute, and I was trying to do 3-point perspective here. I know that this has 1 point, but just by looking at it, I can realize what I meant in my past self did not work. And this is Protect Your God. I think that this was Celestial Being, and then I was going to add, because I'm pretty sure that Selena was like this virus thing at this point, and then I would add She and 178 because I had the trio be together at this point. Nowadays, it's mostly just Selena and She. More so, 178 is like off to the side with that movie. That movie appears way more now that I think about it than on 178. Poor 178. I still love her though. This drawing, amazing. It's a shame really that I only ever did a pixel art version of this instead of coloring it in like this. Either way, here we have the Black Garden but drawn better, that little concept that I showed you before. A person being like, and as you see here, The Cure, Don't Panic, It Will Be Okay. Is this a song? Isn't The Cure like a band? A musician? Music makers? I don't know if there's one or more, but I'm pretty sure that it's a band. I don't know. I don't know. But as you can see here, this is the little eye spiral thing that in the story of A New Beginning also pops up. Here we have me drawing weapons just straight up coming onto YouTube with... Okay, no. YouTube, don't ban me. These are little drawings that are drawn badly and poorly, okay? Now, what I find interesting in this, other than it having sort of an interesting concept, something, I don't know, really? I don't know I don't know if it is interesting or if the idea of it is interesting. But what I do like in this is that this is a mask. I can see here like the 3D part, like it's an object put on and it's bumpy or something. I don't know. You can see that it's something on top of the face. And I like the angle of the axe here. More than that, I don't know, the floor here. This person here, not having a great time. Now, can we talk about this? The anatomy. That's great. Every single person that I see walking in the streets looks exactly like this. That's a horrifying thought, okay? But I remember that Selena at this point had this alternative outfit which was like a very like hip-hop punk style. I don't know how to describe it, but she would wear like a bunch of bandages and these big baggy pants, and then her underwear would appear, because why not, right? Why not? This was the concept of a drawing that I finished, and I'm pretty sure it's called Copycat, which is fun, I guess. A cool play on copycat, you know, the word copycat, of someone that copies you. If I'm not mistaken, at this point, the thing is, I remember a lot of things from 2020, and I also forgot a lot of things of 2020. Mostly because my brain decided to block it out because of trauma. That's great. But in the story of the Black Garden and whatnot, I remember that I used to use these very desaturated, dark, black, purplish colors, and then use in contrast a really hot, saturated pink color, just like with the creator character design. And I don't know, I guess that this was part of it. And here we have like me trying perspective. What I find cool is, if you didn't know, Selena's character has a heart-shaped pupil. And here the heart is broken, so that's interesting. It's an interesting way to show emotion. If you don't know why my art style looks this bad, it's because in 2019, people around me, whenever they saw me drawing, used to comment a lot about how I drew anime, because I drew an anime art style. And I got tired of it, so I decided to do a complete 180 and went for a full-on Western cartoon here. And this is how I got here. But this is a very cartoony way of showing emotion, and I really like that still. Now, me doing concepts. I knew I wanted to draw 178. Also, ignore this, okay? 178. To play the violin. If I'm not mistaken, just like how my three main characters at this time, Selena, she, and 178, had each one an animal representing them, being the butterflies, the bird, and then jellyfishes. I wanted each of them to have an object specifically for them. Now, I don't exactly remember if it was just a random object or if it was an instrument. But I knew that I wanted to draw like this really like impactful drawing of 178 playing the piano and like buildings in the back sort of like destroyed and whatnot. So I drew this, and then I got here, and then I did a digital version, and it at the time I remember that I really liked it, but it's not really that much of a deal breaker or anything, and I remember that I spent a lot of time on that, and it didn't really turn out to look like I spent a lot of time on that. As you can see, I censored it now. I think you could see it before, but it's sort of blurry, so you know, it's fine. Bro, I just described this whole... Okay, so I was reading the Bible because I needed inspiration, and in some part of the Bible, I don't remember exactly why, but I'm pretty sure that it's when Jesus is taken away because he's going to be crucified. This woman sees him being taken away to die. She runs away naked for some reason, and I had to draw it. I'm pretty sure that that is what happens, at least in that. I could be wrong, obviously, I don't remember everything, but it's just a... Why? Why naked? I don't remember why she's naked, but sure. And this is me describing Portuguese, like a woman running naked in a field. That's basically what happens in the Bible. And this is one that I colored in digitally as well. Here we have some broken buildings. And the real estate is still crazy. I still have not learned how to use an entire page in my sketchbook to fill it in with sketches at this point. Still just completely empty. This is the final drawing. Wait, where's the drawing before? Calm down. Okay, so I had this idea and I wasn't feeling it. As you can see here, I was going to make even more thumbnails and I wasn't feeling it. So then I tried drawing this and I was like, I think so. Let's try it better. And then I drew this. I guess I didn't like it, so I tried again. This is the final drawing of Copycat. I'm afraid. This looks like a medication, and I'm afraid of what that implies. Okay. Now this is an interesting concept of someone like being shot, but then being butterflies. That's basically like, this is Selena stuff, right? As I said before, I used to make Selena and butterflies have a thing. Not that way. And I don't know. Still, a lot of real estate here. Nothing. And here's one. Come make his sort of stuff. It's just like random comments. A lot of stuff in my sketchbooks that are interesting, question mark, would be my random comments or the random comics that I made. Either way, me making a character design, I guess, of a bunny girl. And this is the drawing that I would use as the cover for the Black Garden. And this would be the logo. Which at this point, my logo was sort of like very cartoony, sort of child story-like things. I tried like doing something like really, oh man, this represents me. And it just turned into this thing, which in itself it's iconic, but it's kind of ugly. So I remember that the creator at this point was going to have like their animal be this cat, this pink cat. I don't know. Concepts that are not part of it anymore. Can I show this on YouTube? I don't know. But this again implies a lot. Eyes. Cute, adorable art or act. Man, I hope my handwriting improved over the years. This hand, in quotes, is scary. I agree, but there's more things scary in this drawing specifically. And here is my Pokemon trainer, which I also digitalized these drawings here. I did in pixel art version as well. Some heads. This is, I don't know if this is she or not, honestly. It looks like she, but it also doesn't. And I'm filling in those pages more, or am I? I don't know. Now this is a drawing of she in the same way that I drew that 178 with the violin one that was like big conceptually and like intense and flowy and impactful, and in a different style than I usually used to use, which was more painterly and more complex in itself at the time. I did a she drawing where she is on top of buildings, like with a microphone singing, but instead of crying like in the original concept, she is smiling. And I remember that at the time that was my favorite drawing ever for quite a while, which at that time quite a while made absolutely nothing to me because everything was just going by really fast for me. Just like these sketchbooks, because I didn't fill in anything. A lot of these I should redraw. If you want me to redraw a specific drawing in here, let me know the drawing and the timestamp down below so that I can make a video redrawing my old drawings from the sketchbook tour series. That will be an interesting one. Antonio, 4 seasons, winter, every single year, touches the light. What is happening? Now, this me art and photo, but in Portuguese. Is this the era when that, what was it called? It was when you drew yourself over one of your pictures and like compared yourself to your art. It wasn't the art versus artist. That one includes like you in the middle and a bunch of your illustrations around with it. It was I think you know. I think that was the idea. I actually didn't do this, but to me that trend was already old at this point. I don't know. But this is a drawing which I digitalized as well with this background here, which is the same, just this one is closer and this one's like more. Not that it matters, Selena's standing in front of it. But this drawing is actually quite cute. I still like it. I think I like the eyes and the round little face. I don't know. This Selena is very creepy. Snow forest artwork. I think that I actually drew this. I'm pretty sure that I did draw this. But to me that I drew that at the end of the year. But I drew it. In a good romance, one always dies. Honestly though, I agree. This though. This is complete just insanity. I was going completely crazy here. This is how I feel every single time I wake up. And just like a random vampire thing. More violin practicing because I don't play the violin. I used to play the synth specifically, and that's the only instrument that I learned how to play. I have a lot of things to say about the art art class, about the synth classes that I took, because those weren't teaching anything, and I went for 2 years. My poor grandma had to pay for that. But yeah, that's the only thing that I knew how to play, and I really wished I knew how to play the electric guitar. But anyways, again, I put the right hand on where the left goes. I don't get it. I don't get it. So I drew it again here, I guess. Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to give the idea of what it is supposed to be, and it... Oh my god! If I drew something like this nowadays, people would say that this is AI. No, it's just me being stupid. Whoa. Whoa, that hand is crazy. Anyways, well, I lost myself. It has to give the idea, and that's good enough. 178 with blue whales. I love the blue whales. In my folder series... Was it the folder series? No! It was the first episode of the sketchbook tour series. You saw, like, me studying how to draw blue whales because I just love them so much. And here is 178 with whales. But I specifically like the blue ones. I like how they're like sort of bumpy and long, and I like their shape. This shape right here. Me trying to draw chibis and make them look different from this art style, which this was. And is it art telephone? Is that name where like someone gives you a drawing, you redraw that, and then your drawing you give it to the next artist and they have to redraw your drawing, which was a redraw of the previous one, and so on and so forth. And you see just how much like your drawings change from the original. And mine changed a lot of things, okay? Mine changed a lot of things. So I drew this and this background. Really cool one. Yeah, this was one of the few times that I collaborated with someone. I actually have only collaborated with other artists in 2020, now that I think about it. After that, never again. And it's a shame, really. Collabs are really cool. And I wish that they came back again and people were like, oh my god, I love that. I wish. This is the best thing that I have ever drawn in my entire life, okay? This little Selena chibi right here is the best thing I've ever drawn in my entire life. Me as a Pokemon trainer, I think that I was playing Pokemon Platinum, but in Nuzlocke, I think. I was going to draw Selena doing something like pointing, but then I decided to give up. And here we have the next comic little strip here. So I drew myself. This is the 13th of April of 2020. I make sure to read these dates because I know that North Americans read the month and day in verse. You all confuse me as a South American. But I drew myself and I'm like, my head looks off. And then Selena for some reason talks to me and she's like, finally your face is back. Because if you haven't noticed, up until then I drew myself with like scribbles or something. And then I plop a marker open and I scribble on my face and I'm like, not anymore. Wow. And then I have me, I guess. I think that at this point also I was sort of a character in the Black Garden. I was supposed to be part or something of the creator because I was the creator of these stories. But then people started complaining about self-inserts and whatnot, and I was like, let's just not then, let's just not. And then I decided to like make the creator a whole separate character, which is that alien thingy. Which nowadays they look different. They're a little bit different, sort of still in that vibe. Then I made a 178 one, the same way that I did that Selena. Really cute. And then I also did a she one, and I have those three. I think that I may also... What did I just say? I also made them in my pixel art style. So, here we have... Jesus! Jesus became a character! Jesus became a character in my story! That's great. My blood and my body, dinner of Jesus, dinner of gods, golden time, bread and wine, golden poisoning, table of gods. I was basically trying to make this illustration based on that painting of the last dinner or something. I don't know the exact name of the painting, but it's basically where Jesus and his whole group of people have their last dinner before, I guess, he dies. And this is inspired by that, except that they're poisoning me? I guess that's me, right? If we go by this is this, so this is me, so this is me, and then if this is me, then this is this with the thing, I guess. Anyway, Jesus is a part of our universe. The angel verse includes Jesus. So here's she as a little chibi, and this is a drawing that I made in that same way that I was like trying to conceptualize these big things, flowy things everywhere and whatnot. This was me and Henry. Look, I drew the My Little Pony wings instead of doing like the normal wings, you know, you know, wings, like sort of shredded bedsheet wings. I drew the the fact that I still know how to draw this, that's great. Difference, okay? This is 2020 and this is 2026. That's great. So here I was trying to get like this pose because it was supposed to be me and Henry dancing in this part and whatnot. Just like, I don't know, having a moment, I guess. Then like this big flowing dress, but I didn't know how the fuck folds worked. I was like, fabric has folds, I'll add those. And I just folded the shit out of every single fabric possible. Great creepypasta. Okay, but I have to say it again. Look, if you haven't seen my previous episodes in the series, I don't know what you're doing. You're getting in the series in the middle of it? That makes no sense. I'm not going to keep explaining every single thing. But my creepypasta phase never ended, so I can't really excuse myself. But things will get confusing. If you want to understand it, you better watch the first episode. Here's the creator. This was, I think, me trying to draw the creator, but then giving up. This is the redraw of that one drawing that I think appeared last episode, actually, that I said that I really liked, and I decided to redraw it later, but then I didn't like it as much. But this is that drawing of 178, sort of reaching out towards a glass thing. But I didn't like this one as much, and I even colored it in as well, digitally, but I didn't like it. This was for my Meet the Artist of that year. This is a drawing that I colored in only using the red hue, but in different values. This is another The Creator attempt. Here is my Meet the Artist, and here I was watching Gossip Girl. But let's see my Meet the Artist. I was 5'8" at the time. Nowadays, I'm 5'9". If I agree more, I'm sorry, that's true. I could have been 5'9" at the point. Who knows? Lazy. I'm not lazy. I have issues. Always angry. I have issues. Creative. Yeah, I guess so. Intimidating. That's true. Every single person that meets me is like, man, I was really afraid of you. And I'm like, why? I'm so chill. And it just turns out that I just have the absolutely biggest, most intense resting bitch face ever. Anxious all the time. Quite, that's true as well. It might not seem with these videos, okay? But that's because I'm just like, I'm really, how do I say, it's not intimate. I'm very intimate with you. No. I'm very comfortable here. And usually I'm not, so I just shut up. What I don't like. No, these are my qualities. This is my descriptor. Here's what I don't like. Talking, I agree. I still lose my voice easily while speaking. I'm losing my voice actually right now. Eating most food. I don't like eating most food. Actually, nowadays it's quite the opposite. I don't like eating most food. I think that I just like eating most food at the time because there wasn't much that I was eating. So leaving house, that's true. I still don't like leaving my house nowadays. That's why I'm trying to make YouTube work so that I never have to leave again. Others angry. That's true. I have a serious issue with others being angry because trauma. Kids. I just don't like kids. Okay? It's not that I don't like kids in general. I don't like getting pushed the responsibility of taking care of other people's kids. I consciously act on the decision that I don't want kids, and I never liked the idea of having kids. I never wanted kids. And if others try and push me to have kids, I will not like that. That is what I don't like. Art block. True. When was the last time that I had art block? years ago, I think. Mostly because nowadays I'm just pretty much pushed to make things no matter what, because this is basically my career that I'm trying to make it work. Colors, I think that at this time it was black, blue, red, and pink, like the hot pink. I think it could not be, I don't know. But I do like Pokemon at the time, until I would say X and Y. Okay, X and Y are like decent, okay? They're not the same as like the previous ones with platinum and gold and silver, and you know, it's just not the same, but it's still cool. Drawing, I think that's obvious. Writing, that's true, I do like writing. I've showed my writing stuff a few times here, at least 2 that I can think of. I don't even know if those are still up. They should be, but I don't write story stuff as often as I would like. I mostly write stuff for other stuff that I can't talk about here. Classic music, that's true. This was a weird time in my life where I would just sit in my living room and just listen to classical music while I drew. Every day, and I don't know why. Masks, that's true, I loved these masks with little designs. I thought that they were really cute, and then people started comparing me to other artists that also wore the mask, and after that, I got mad and decided to abandon it. More art, of course. Vent art, that's true. At this time I used to vent a lot through my drawings, and that was really great for my mental health. And then I stopped for some reason. And reading, that's true. Reading is great. I read a lot, and I'm still illiterate, so I don't know how to convince you to read, okay? Selena being a piece of cake. Really? Oh, no! Go no? What type of reaction is that? A city landscape? Bunch of expressions, and this one is concerning. This one's a lot of this is concerning. This one is concerning, but this drawing right here is actually the background of Sunset Boy, which I drew at the beginning of the year and then later on to show how much I improved, which is incredible to see. This is the creator, kind of terrifying. This is Tigra, that one drawing that I always use of Tigra in 2020, because honestly this drawing is really sweet, despite its anatomical mistakes. Now I have to get water because I'm losing my voice. This was supposed to be a sort of doll-inspired thing. Ah, no, we are in that era. Things will start getting rough, I guess. I didn't think that this would happen today. This is the drawing of Sunset Boy. This is me saying, hi, how are you? I'm writing with the pencil on top of my middle finger, so writing like this. I usually write like this. Have you ever noticed how you grab your pencil to write? This was basically me having a realization. She, in her warrior outfit, seeing a little, how are these called, those flower thingies that you blow to make a wish? I don't know the name. Now this is an interesting one, because this is a concept that I actually want to revisit. It's in my list of video ideas, which is drawing in every single art style of mine, every old art style. So here we have a little thing, which is me saying, stupid me drew on this page instead of the other, 23 of April of 2020. This was my first ever art style, I think, sort of, which was really inspired by the artist Galactabun, who had other names as well, who made the Hamilton animations. Ooh, my elephants, no! And these were the art styles that would come in later. So this was, holy badonkas, oh my god! 2017, the beginning, that first one was 2016? Endish 2017, then this was mid 2017, this was late 2017, 2018 the beginning, 2018 the rest of it, pretty much, 2019 these two I guess, and then 2020, right, which we were at this point. If I were to make it more so, things would change a lot. This is a cute side nose. This was me learning how to finally implement noses in side profiles. Yep, this is a wing, I guess. I love that this almost says Y in the wing. That wing is crazy! Oh my god. Have you ever thought of studying anatomy? Never. Me drawing Selena and Chelish at the time. Huh. This mechanical cat, I think it's called. This was actually that one animation. One of the few things that I animated because animatics and animations are different. Animatics use less frames, while animations are like frame by frame by frame and have like certain amounts of frames per second. Now, what is this? Yashiro Nene Nezuko Toga from Monica or Yuri. I know Monica or Yuri would be DDLC, right? The rest, like Toga from BNHA. BNHA is like Boku no Hero Academia, right? I've never watched that. I have no idea what I was looking for. This is a cute drawing. Didn't I finish this? Because I know that I like this pose. I don't know. This is another concept of a person in the middle of the forest and having two stumps beside them. Interesting concept. Osaka Bahime Fate Grand Order. Was I writing? What am I writing down? Nezuko. Isn't that character from Demon Slayer? I don't know. And here is my storyboard for that animation, which I didn't go through. I just made me blink and cry and having like a tear float. This is a drawing that I finished digitally. This is the background for that one She Warrior drawing. This is creepy. Leopard thing for 3D modeling. Oh great, now I wanted to get into 3D modeling and I barely could even draw a person. Vroid for 3D modeling and animating. That was true. At this point in time, VTubers were just like starting to get more popular because it was 2020, and if you didn't know what happened in 2020, that's concerning. So a person hiding their face with rings. There are a bunch of scratches here on the back, and that is concerning as well. You know, if you know, you know. And then broken mirror. And then there's a pic of me between my four main characters. See, like, my persona was a character as well. I sort of do that thing nowadays, but I think it's sort of comprehensible. I use myself sometimes as a character to draw certain metaphors. For example, my two animatics with the 666 missed calls, and the person you're trying to reach is, I don't know, the rest of the name of my own title. It's missing, I think. I don't know. I want to switch. I want so bad. This I'm starting to feel again. I'm so jealous of every single person on the entire planet playing Tomodachi Life. Except me! No! I suffer in being South American. You all have no idea. Because I cannot consider buying a Switch in any way or form, because the price of a Switch is more than rent itself here. And I cannot justify that. For me, that makes no sense. I can barely afford food. How would I justify buying something so expensive if I could buy food and pay rent and buy food for my cat and, you know, live a good life? I can't justify it, but I want it so bad. You'll have no idea how much I wish I could play Tomodachi Life. Ah! It's so sad, okay? It's so sad. I'm feeling like this person right here. 6 years later, no! Either way, broken mirror concept. What I like is that with each like broken thing, it distorts the drawing. That gives that broken mirror effect. Really cool. A fox. This was a drawing that I made. I think that I heard something wrong while watching a video and decided to make a drawing based on that. Cool colors, I ended up with warm colors. That's true. My idea was using cool colors, and I ended up making the whole drawing in warm colors. This is the drawing, like this. Love tan standing in here and like things watching them. Or her in this case, right? Love tan is a woman. The creator though, this was one new concept for them. The creator has no gender, okay? The creator is just the creator. Concept here, I think that this was one of the first concepts of this, but then I decided to change it. A bunch more concepts. Naomi Kanani, I'm pretty sure that that's an artist who lives in Portugal, I think. They have sort of like Rococo, Renaissance sort of art style, but more Alice in Wonderlandish, I think. Little animation of flickering light. We are in that era. Okay, so This is a drawing that I made while I was in a group chat with a bunch of artists at this point, and things did not end well in that group chat, okay? Well, maybe we can push it off still and talk about it later. I don't know. Me trying to draw different faces. Is this me trying to draw my old, like, rectangular shaped eyes again? Or me just trying to draw different eye shapes so that I don't have same face syndrome? Then here we have 178, and I think that this isn't 178. I think that this is this character, who is named Nostalgia. I love this. No, this is, Nostalgia. My god, I just said it and I forgot it. This hair for her? No, she got purple hair. This is a background. I wanted to make a big drawing with a big background, like draw it all and whatnot. This is the background of this drawing, which I made for that group chat. And this is me talking about my 4 main characters at this point, being my persona and my 3 characters, and calling them alter egos because it was a cool word to use. It was a cool concept to call your characters at this point, but I didn't understand the concept of it, I guess. This is Little Miss Future. Miss Fortune. Miss Future. Miss Future is my character. Little Miss Fortune. And Benjamin, of course, got blue eyes. And my animal died, I guess. A rock. Mask with smile and eyes. Quite creepy. Smiling mask with home. And a bunch of ideas? I don't know. I don't know. Cat with galaxy eyes. Black hands with stars. No. Sakimi-chan. That's also an artist, which, you know, the things that this artist draws isn't quite appropriate for all ages. I think that this is part still of that one art thing in that group chat. Interesting that we have a cutout here. So you have Selena and Jealous at the time. Me sad looking at likes. This is Nostalgia with the 3 silhouettes of my 3 main characters, which is interesting. Outfit. I think that this is the outfit of this, which I'm pretty sure that this was a gift for an artist friend at the time, who I never found again. A few days back I saw a little edit that they made of a drawing, like giving me some advice that I found interesting. And I tried looking them up to find them. Never found them again. A background, 170. I'm pretty sure that this was actually a drawing that I made these 2 together, but I lost it. Walking to be. Woo! 178 walking in the streets. I guess that a car is going to see her. Cry River. Scribble face. The creator's stick hand design. That's true. The creator had like a stick arm with like gems as fingers like floating around it. Mix up 178 and Selena. Too much sugar. Oh, like a fusion thingy. A warm-up. Never did warm-ups that much again, I guess. Oh, still the doll thing. Still the doll thing. That's just not okay. Selena, but looking really creepy in different outfits. A serious face. This, I find it interesting because I really tried pushing the anatomy here, and it looks decentish. Floaty and all. Me? Question mark? My persona at this point? Question mark? A siren? Selena's mask opening eyes animation. Selena had a mask with eyes. And 20th of October. Oh yeah, if you don't know, the 20th of October is very important in the story of Selena, I guess. And Jealous and Cave overall. And the Zillion story. And at first, it was going to be 178, okay? Ignore the whole thing. Then it was going to be Jealous. Cherry Pop and Pervy. And this is the creator that I was slightly redesigned, but in chibi. The creator's eyes animation. Which face should I use today? Lots of mannequin heads. Lolita Selena full of petal flies around. That's true, I called the butterflies petal flies because their wings were made of petals. Basically, whenever Selena sang, the flowers around her would turn into butterflies. I'm okay, I'm not your baby. Breaking is fast when everything that matters is made of glass. I'm pretty sure that these were like lyrics from a song that I was listening to and I like wrote it down to make a drawing inspired by it. Left hand getting stabbed by the creator. Damn, you are so pretty, and it was supposed to be like a hand reaching out to grab the face. I did not draw it well. Here's that stabbing thing. But this is quite concerning, that anatomy? Oh god. That anatomy is concerning, okay? Then a bunch of little show. Where did you go? This background concerns me. Because that's the beginning of the end. No happiness anymore. Oh no, did it already happen here? You have like Selena in that sort of Lolita inspired outfit. Me trying perspective stuff. I don't know. This is... oh no, it didn't happen yet, okay? Copycat, but this time without the cat reference, but just me looking. Me looking? No, it's not me looking. It could be me looking. I don't know who is looking. A person looking in the mirror, being like, I'm just a copycat of that thing. This is jealous, but more creepified. Me trying to draw swings. I was drawing all of this in an angle, and I can notice it. This is called, I think I'm losing my mind, Mermaid. I need to draw mermaid. This is something about being cold and alone. It's cold and I don't want to be alone. Melancholica and nostalgia. And then 178 and her sister. Me trying to draw like... okay, that's concerning. Oh, this is the train track stuff. This little thing I drew right there. Right in that little circle there. And then a little me reacting. Concerning. And this was going to... that's true. What happened to this? Also, the next page I'll have to explain some stuff, okay? What happened to this drawing? Because I remember this drawing, and I liked this drawing, because this was the continuation of the train track drawing, where then I get on the train. And then there was a third one, where I got off the train. I don't know. Here's Serena's dream. Now, I have to explain some stuff. I was drawing this, and then whenever I looked, I saw this thing there, and I was like, where did this come from? And as I wrote that, more appeared. And I was like, what is happening? It turns out that I had stabbed my finger with glass, because a few moments before this, I had broken a glass lamp. That wasn't like a big thing, it was like a tube of glass, and then I broke it, and I grabbed it with like my entire desire, like just grabbing it straight and being like, I'll have to throw you away. Threw it in the trash, not in the crash. And I cut my finger, obviously, because you don't handle broken glass like that. But either way, I took that as an opportunity and decided to color in my drawings with my own blood. Oh god. Here I was trying to like get the blood to stop, but this isn't how you stop blood. You should like hold it, you know, so that it stops, you know. Either way, I don't even want to try and read that. That's me making a bunch of accounts for my characters. There must be so many accounts of mine just lost to the ether out there. Selena, wildfire, full of perspective, with shoe and hand close to seer. That's true. Seer is a great word instead of viewer. But I did this drawing and then I abandoned it and I lost it forever. This drawing is never to be seen again. This, I was really trying to push things. This was also sort of digitalized, lost to the ether. And here is the black garden, the first attempt of the logo. I gave up. And then I did it again. And I guess that one was forgotten again, because nowadays it's different. This is food. So here is she and Funchan. That's cool. Funchan was she's ex-girlfriend. Girlfriend. So this idea and then fill the hair with stories and objects. That's cool. Started April 3rd, finished May 19, 2020. Now, this is Sketchbook 6. Sketchbook 6 was way too long. There was too much stuff in here. We will look at Sketchbook 7 in the next episode, because it's too much, okay? It's way too long. I can't edit all of this. My computer would literally explode on me, okay? But I think that in the next one, let's see a preview, which I never actually, because these are varnished. I never varnished this. These, I think that we still have some stuff in here of this bad era. Let me see. Yeah, I think so. So basically, I was in this group chat, right? And with a bunch of other artists, and this is where things will go downhill, I presume, in this art chat. But we will continue seeing more stuff with the people there. And I'm like shaking my legs in anxiety because things just don't end well. And honestly, one person from that group chat I still am fine with. Things just, they were confusing, okay? And I really hope that no one from that group chat finds me anymore. Because they would create a really big issue with me because I wasn't a complete fanatic over this one other artist in the group while everyone was just completely crazy over them. And I found that weird. They didn't like that, so I really hope no one sees that. No one from there, no one from the group chat sees any of this. Just, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. Either way, I hope you have a nice day or night, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!